Hello and a very warm welcome. The F1 drivers doing their media press conferences as it's Thursday, as we always do on an F1 weekend. I'm about to go nuclear. Now, what is going on? It's driver market talk, it's silly season, but from what I'm hearing, I cannot believe what's going on in Formula 1. Now, when I say these words, I honestly want to throw up. George Russell's seat is looking in under question. This is crazy. Absolutely crazy. And again, it boils down to the same old scenario that Williams are under new ownership. They want the money. We hear about Nikita Mazepin maybe getting the Haas seat because his dad's a billionaire. We've got Lance Stroll at Racing Point / Aston Martin, and he keeps his drive every time because his dad's a billionaire. It's ridiculous. George Russell could lose his seat. Are you absolutely kidding me? A GP3 champion, a GP2 champion. He beat Norris and Albon in GP2, yet his reward is the shittest car on the grid. And not only in the shittest car of the grid, he destroys Robert Kubica. He destroys Nicholas Latifi. He's a world champion in the making. He's good with the media. He's good in debriefs. His racecraft, his qualifying. And you saying that he doesn't deserve a seat on the grid, it's crazy. It's absolutely bollocks. I'd be furious if I was George Russell. He has taken Williams from a terrible team to actually fighting with the Haas's Romeos. And, thanks for your efforts, George. I mean, these are only rumours, but if this is true, the great Williams name should hang their head in shame because George Russell has taken you from here to actually fighting with Haas and Alfa Romeo. He is a quality driver, and if this is true, it's a disgrace to Formula 1 and the great Williams name because George Russell has proven himself time and time again. He doesn't just beat his teammate, he destroys them. Like Max, we're talking Max level. George Russell is a quality driver. He's a future world champion. For me, he's better than Lando Norris. He's better than Alexander Albon. He's proved that in GP2. Of course, Norris is a good driver, but I believe Russell is better. And of course, George Russell is heavily backed by Mercedes, and Mercedes are they're arguably to blame for this. If this is true, now these are only rumours, but when the media start reporting stuff, it is a bit worrying if you're George Russell that his seat could be under review. Sergio Perez, heavily linked with a Williams drive, and Latifi's got big backing. Perez brings big backing. It's nonsense. I'm angry. I'm boiling. My blood's boiling. Instead of having talent on the grid, it's just money. Who's got the biggest wallet? Unbelievable. And I'm more angry because George Russell is a future world champion. He's from the UK, take that out of the equation. It doesn't matter where he's from. I see potential in Russell, like I do with Max. And from the UK, of course it's great to see Russell. He could be the next champion from the UK. Max is Dutch. He's a champion. I give an honest opinion, and for me this is morally wrong. George Russell has not only proved himself in lower categories, he's done it in Formula 1. Destroyed his teammate twice. Both seasons. I mean, I'm astounded. Russell has a contract as well. He has a contract. He signed a contract. Him and Latifi signed a contract. And obviously, big reports that he still could lose his seat. I mean, they've got new owners, Williams, Dalton. They've come in. They obviously need the financial backing, which is terrible. And what can you do? Russell's proved himself time and time again, and yet reports are coming out that his seat is in question. It's a disgrace and a shambles. George Russell is a future world champion. And Mercedes have backed his career, but they are partly to blame for this if Russell does end up off the grid. Because, I mean, he shouldn't be off the grid. It's criminal for me to even say them words. And he shouldn't lose his Williams drive. He's the best Williams driver in the team. He beats his teammates easy. But Mercedes are partly to blame because Mercedes should have promoted Russell to the top team. His performances have warranted to be promoted to Mercedes. But they didn't promote him. They kept him in Williams. He's got a contract. Yet that doesn't mean anything apparently because it's who's got the biggest wallet. Hopefully this isn't true and I'm getting irate for no reason. But if this is true, honest to God, it's absolutely crazy. I mean, I know it's driver market, drivers for 2021, silly season begins. But when you hear the media, and I've just watched the Williams press conference, and the whole press conference was about George Russell. George Russell, what are you going to do if you do lose your seat? I have a contract with Williams. I've brought the team from the bottom to fighting at the back, which he has done. And it's all George Russell. He's just, he is, basically, he's F1's, perfect, kind of driver. Not only is he good in qualifying, good in the race, good in debriefs, good with the media. He's one of, I'm totally straight, but, he's also got the looks, hasn't he, George Russell? He's, just everything you want in an F1 driver. He's bloody quick. He's a future F1 champion. I mean, he's got everything, George Russell. I mean, the whole press conference, the Williams press conference, because obviously press conference, you used to do it in 3s and 4s. Now they have to do it with their Pacific teammate. And the whole press conference was on about Russell. What happens if you lose your seat? What's the next step? Disgraceful.